What is up, Kings? I hope all is going well. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week wherever you may be, and of course, however you may be listening. Today, I wanted to talk about something. It spurned in my mind when I was at the gym. I looked up at Fox News that was covering the DNC National Convention. And at that particular moment in time, and this is why, I always say with regards to my videos, there are some topics that I write down and things that maybe if it's a slow week, I think about certain topics that can be discussed and I write it down and store it, which, by the way, is a recommendation for anybody considering doing a YouTube channel, because you'd be surprised how easy it is to forget a story idea or a video idea. And so anyways, but I also highly utilize moments of inspiration. And so this particular occasion, like I said, I was at the gym. I look up and I see Jill Biden talking at the Democratic National Convention. And of course, it was obvious to me why she was talking. It was, of course, because the Democrat Party wants to convince their voter base that what they did by orchestrating a coup to get Kamala Harris in there, as unqualified as she is, and supplant Joe Biden, obviously I don't think he actually got as many votes as he got, but nonetheless, he went through the process to become the Democrat candidate, whereas Kamala Harris didn't do that. She lost. She went through the process and she lost. She was not selected. She was not popular at all. And so the Democrat Party, of course, willed this into existence, which I'll circle back to. The bottom line is they know it's dirty, and they know that there is some convincing that needs to be done on behalf of the Democrat Party to the voting bloc that what they did was not dirty, that everybody is okay with the decision, everybody's all good. And mind you, you guys know I have my criticisms of the Trump campaign, and some changes look like they are indeed being made. So this is not me saying that Trump's campaign is perfect or anything like that, because a lot of what I'm saying regarding the Democrat Party exists within the Republican Party as well. I don't think it's as bad, but the same topic exists. And so it dawned on me when I saw this and knew exactly what it was, the moment I saw Jill Biden, it dawned on me. In that moment, I thought to myself, how stupid do they think people are? How stupid do they think the American public is? And the answer is quite stupid. They absolutely believe the American public is quite stupid. And to tell you the truth, they're kind of right. And so, I was thinking about that, and then I started to think about, and this was, my idea for a story idea or for a video idea. I thought to myself, it's so interesting how society, the West, is as advanced as it's ever been. And I think there exists like a general aura of intelligence that people think that we are the most intelligent human beings that have ever walked the face of the earth. The people who came before us were total numbskulls, dumbasses, so on and on. But in all honesty, that's not true. It's not true at all. As far as actual intelligence and the ability to critically think, critically evaluate things for yourself, we are as dumb as a population as we have ever been, if not more so in a lot of regards, because of the technology that exists. People and their innate intelligence, their ability to think through and critically evaluate things, has totally diminished. It has completely been inverted. And so people nowadays are as sheepish as they've ever been. Now, I don't think that that's true with the entire population. I think there is a certain segment of Western population that does get it and fully understands it. What it is, what the issues are, what problems present themselves. But there's a whole lot of people who don't. And there are, bringing this back to the DNC convention, there are thousands of people who are going to drink up that bullshit and say, woo, that's yummy, yeah. Oh my gosh, they're so right. They look at the position they're in. Oh, look, they're on TV. They must know what they're talking about. And obviously I'm being dramatic and joking around, but it's true. It's absolutely true. And it's crazy, like, how dumb they think we are, but how dumb we actually are as a population. Now, I don't think I'm part of that, because I can see through things, and I've been pushed to be a critical thinker my whole life. But it's just insane. Like, you know, you look at something like that and you think to yourself, there's no way people are going to buy this. There's no way people, but there's no way people are going to look at this and go, oh yeah, you know what? It actually wasn't that bad. What they did by making and forcing Joe Biden to step down really wasn't that bad. And putting Kamala Harris in there, who fucking hasn't done anything in her life and has literally gotten every position within her life through manipulation and other nefarious tactics. And so, you know, ultimately, guys, this is what it all boils down to. Like, is the base for somebody who votes for somebody like Kamala Harris or fucking Joe Biden dumb as fuck? Of course. They are not informed. They might think they're informed as far in like certain aspects, as far as like cultural, politically correct nonsense. But as far as like highbrow, high caliber politics, geopolitical things, no, they're not. So they can strut out somebody like Jill Biden to wave the flag and continue being in lockstep and in unison. That's one of the strengths of the Democrat Party, is no matter what, they are in lockstep. The closest that they have come in the last, 10 years to not consistently being in lockstep was probably 2015, because of how much of a wrench Trump was to the system. And, you had the whole Bernie Sanders aspect. But even still, they closed rank and they put forward Hillary Clinton. And then, of course, you have dumb fucks like Destiny who say that didn't happen, that she was winning and, she was killing it. So, and this is, I'm glad I didn't do the second part of this recording until just now, because I actually listened to some other political commentary And it made me think about this because it's really true. You know, I have been a conservative all my life. Okay? There's a lot of conservatives that are like that. Why? Because their parents were conservative and their parents taught them what they needed to be taught, the correct things, and they didn't rebel and end up thinking some bullshit due to the propaganda that was spurned down their throats. But there's also a lot of conservatives who are newfound conservatives. So I say that to say, I know how the Democrat Party operates and how liberalism operates because I have been fighting against it my whole life. And I have been thinking about it and how fucked up it is and how could we beat this, because I'm an extremely competitive person. Being a conservative is just part of it. The other part of it is I want to win. I know that our side is the side of truth. Kamala's side, the people that vote for Kamala are not down with truth. They don't give a fuck. That's where a lot of people who debate liberals get it wrong, is that they are operating under the assumption that liberals think the same way they do and think through their political thoughts in a logical, concise manner and try to not be hypocritical or illogical or inconsistent. No, my friends, that is not how liberals think. They don't care if it doesn't make sense or it's illogical. Above all else, what they are trying to have be the case is their worldview. They don't care if it's consistent. They don't care if it makes sense. And again, that's where a lot of conservatives who debate liberals get it wrong, because they are operating under a false assumption. And once you realize that liberals are not operating from the same paradigm and that they don't give a fuck about whether it makes sense or whether it's logical or consistent, then you can really attack their stuff. Because, you know, ultimately, what I came to realize is they want to implement their fucked up worldview and world order at all costs. And no, they did not come to the conclusion of their worldview through logic and consistency. No. In fact, I would argue that a lot of the worldview that they came to is out of literally pure evil and wanting to really shake things up and totally overhaul the system that is currently in place. Whatever the system is, that is what liberalism is. Liberalism is not just moving forward. Okay, that's part of it, but it's moving forward in an attempt to invert the society that currently exists in the world that they have. That is why right now, what are you seeing as the main things from liberals? One, they're trying to tear up, and have been for a while, the nuclear family. They're trying to make women into men, men into women. That's one. Two, they're trying to get human beings to eat bugs and not eat meat and, you know, this and that. They're trying to get people to think about their carbon footprint rather than how are they going to pay for their next meal and get to work so they can pay for their next meal. They're trying to murder babies. It is a total inversion of the system that is in place. Now, currently, in all honesty, the world that we live in is far more liberal. The system that is currently in place is far more liberal than it is conservative or traditional. Thus, we are at the end point of their process, and conservatives have failed so miserably in stopping it that honestly, liberalism has won in a lot of regards. They have won. And so we're at the ending point of that inversion. And so that's why you're starting to see liberals kind of struggling to figure out what's next. Because they have almost successfully completely inverted the society that we currently live in. So you need to just realize that, okay? So, what started this video is me watching a clip, seeing Jill Biden get up there and totally placate and act like it's all good, that they totally took out her husband in favor of somebody like Kamala Harris, who fucking hasn't done a damn thing in her life or accomplished anything, and has literally manipulated her way to the power that she is trying to wield. And yes, she also does have familial connection. She comes from a good family. If you're not aware, if there's any liberals that come across my video, I mean, she comes from a family. I wouldn't say that they're as up there as like the Trump family, but they're not low key, okay? They're not from the hood like she wants to make some of these dumb fucks believe. But again, that's the whole thing, is that these dumb fucks do actually believe it. When when you see these clips of Kamala, putting on some twangy black accent, or acting like she's from the hood or something, somebody like me watches it and I'm like, holy shit, are people buying this? That's crazy. How dumb does she think we are? But of course, there are people who are indeed that dumb to think that she actually talks like that, and that she's just one of you. And so, really what I want to get to, the main point that I want to illustrate, is twofold. One, yes, society has progressed technologically, but people are as sheepish and dumb as ever. That's number one. And dos, secondly, is conservatives need to start realizing this real quick, right quick, because this is why we are currently losing. Because conservatives are so self-conscious about their worldview, they end up trying to placate, like we saw, and I made plenty of videos on, and those videos were not popular, mind you, and I knew they weren't going to be, because even a lot of conservatives have their head in the sand about this. It's a hard fucking red pill to swallow. But the sooner we realize this, the better, and stop being so damn self-conscious about our worldview, the more that we're going to be able to be successful. Because most recently, and this is where I saw the clip, Jill Biden and the DNC tried to appear normal. They have all of Hollywood on their side. They have all of the entertainment elite. They know what they're doing. They know how to appear in a positive manner. And so they go up there at their Democratic National Convention in an attempt to appeal to white, middle-class women and union workers, working-class white people. And they actually pulled the reins back on their wokeness. Meanwhile, the stupid fuck Republican National Convention, because they're so self-conscious about their worldview, ramps up the wokeness. They have a Sikh woman. J.D. Vance fucking is married to a Sikh woman or whatever, or an Indian woman. They have Amber Rose, who goes up there and says whatever the fuck she says. And we all know her history. We all know the appearance she had on Jesse Lee Peterson's podcast. Who else did they have? I mean, trust me, the placating that the Republican National Convention did, that campaign did, was sickening. Honestly, they were more woke in a lot of regards than Kamala's DNC was. Now, there's still a few days left, but it's because of how self-conscious they are of their worldview. They don't want, I don't want to appear traditional. I know what's right, but I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want anybody to think I'm mean. And this is why Trump's campaign is struggling. So, I wasn't planning on taking it this way, but I'm glad I did, because honestly, Trump's campaign is starting to wake up to this reality. Or Trump is, rather, because he's definitely losing in the polls. And no, I don't think the polls are the end-all be-all and that they're 100% correct. No. Okay? But they are at least partly correct. I'm not saying they're the end-all be-all and they're right all the time 100%. But they do have some utility. And either way, as I've been saying, how the Trump campaign has been looking is not sufficient to me. And fuck no, I won't be voting for Kamala. I don't think I'll ever vote for a Democrat in my life. But I am done not having my vote earned by these Republican candidates. So, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to smash that subscribe button, like, comment, share. You guys know the drill. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. And facts are feelings because your feelings just don't matter. I love you, kings. See you guys next time. Christ is King. Peace.